Salutations, people of the internet. Welcome to the database. Yep, I'm back with Mario this time around, and this time I'll be looking at his 3D beginnings. The mid-90s has seen a bunch of changes, a change in television programming, a change in music and fashion, but none seen any other drastic changes than in the video game industry. The mid-90s was the start of the video games pushing the boundaries of graphical capabilities. Many games around this time experimented transitioning from 2D to 3D. The experiment of 3D in gaming for Nintendo dates back to the infamous release of the Virtual Boy in 1995, a console so infamous for having two color palettes for the library of 22 games.
Virtual Boy, see it now in 3D.
3D Tetris. What the f do you want me to say about this? The Virtual Boy deserves a video of its own, but I want to mention the Virtual Boy because this serves as a stepping stone for what Nintendo will call as the next generation home console. The Nintendo 64, then known as the Ultra 64, but let's call this the N64 for short going forward, is the console that dished out 64-bit polygonal graphics, compared to its competitors dishing out 32-bit games. How's that working out for them?
$2.99.
Oh yeah, I don't have to mention this, do I? It is the first controller to have an analog stick for movement, triggers, and camera buttons, and a big dong sticking out hide your kids. It also has, for the first time, Nintendo providing 4 controller ports, emphasizing multiplayer in their games, and an expansion pack for stronger games like Donkey Kong 64, the best game, and Super Smash Bros., the worst game ever conceived. Thank you, I'll see myself out. However, for kids of 1996, they don't care about graphic specs or how the PlayStation is outdoing Nintendo with its wacky marsupial. No, they care about the game that was launching with the N64 at the time, Super Mario 64, the first 3D Mario game. Or was it Pilot Link 64? Anyone play that? So, this is Mario now. Feels right, controlling him in a 3D landscape. This is the first area you get to run around. It's outside Peach's castle, where you get accustomed to the new controls. You can mess around with Mario doing triple jumps, slides, swimming, climbing trees, and my favorite thing to do, jump dives and long jumps. The long jumps, especially as its backward counterpart, was the essential tool for speedrunners used to beat the game in less than an hour. Once that's settled, you're introduced to Lakitu, who serves as your cameraman for the game. The camera here is controlled with the N64's camera buttons. Yeah, no second analog stick for this controller, which is something Sony established with the DualShock controllers. The camera can be switched into 2 perspectives, which I never bothered doing. Learning the controls makes Mario a breeze to play through. Yeah, he's a bit stiff because of the analog stick, but sometimes I see this as a learning curve to improve upon in future 3D Mario games. Mastering the controls opens up to quickly getting Power Stars very early. Power Stars being the main MacGuffins of the game. Before we get to anything else, let's look at the story. Bowser, Peach, kidnapped. Okay, moving on. There's nothing much to say with the story here, as it's the same as every single Mario game in existence. Heck, when booting up the game, the first thing you hear is a jingle of World 1-1. Familiarity at its finest. In order to unlock some of the stages here, that's where Power Stars come into play. This only applies to the first floor. The rest of unlocking levels apply to star-shaped doors that lead to Bowser stages, which gives you keys that unlock the basement and top floor after beating the King Koopa. Some stars require you to look around the castle, while some require special hats that add something to Mario's moveset. The wing cap you get from red blocks lets Mario glide in mid-air, whether you do a triple jump or launch Mario out of a cannon like a circus clown.
And remember, kids, TV violence is fine as long as you don't show a nipple.
The invisible cap that you get from blue blocks makes you invisible for a short time, immune to enemies, and lets you pass through walls. The green block gives you a metal cap, which says for itself, plus makes you heavier underwater. These caps aren't bad, but feel very situational, where you only end up using these items for specific power-ups and power stars and nothing much. Super Mario 64 has a total of 120 stars to collect. There are over 15 courses to jump around with, each having 7 stars, 6 that are listed on the mission screen, and the 7th one given to you after collecting 100 coins. 7 times 50, that's 105 stars, which gives you the remaining of 15 scattered throughout Peach's castle, and 3 of them are in Bowser stages. While they look outdated now, the courses here are one of the most memorable in the Mario franchise. Hunting Boos in a haunted mansion, switching from small to big with a green pipe, climbing up a clock tower. On the inside, these stages are instantly nostalgic. While each stage gives you a different star, some of the stage can feel very similar to one another, as each star has missions of the same objective. Each course has you collecting 8 red rings, for example. Bob on Battlefield and Tiny Huge Island has you racing against Koopa the Quick, finding X amount of secrets in a stage, and the 100 coins. Nothing is more frustrating than finding 100 coins in a single stage to receive a star. Some 100 coin missions are easy, like having to find them in Womp's Fortress, but some can be nerve-wracking, like in Rainbow Ride or Tick-Tock Clock. Don't get me wrong, getting 100 coins isn't as hard as it looks. These courses are very open-ended, where you get to choose a power star that you collect at your own pace. Like in Bomb Battlefield, the first mission is to face King Babam at the top of the mountain, but instead I went to get the star behind this chain chomp. I could face a big Womp on top of the fortress, but with this double jump into a wall jump, I could grab this star instead. Super Mario 64 is a game that rewards you with finding these MacGuffins after mastering Mario's agile maneuverability. It doesn't offer you soft lock you into nabbing the number of stars required to get to the last stage, because by the time you beat the second Bowser fight, you practically have enough stars already to face Bowser one last time. Now you only need 70 of the 120 stars to get to the final stage, but that doesn't stop you to getting all 119 of them before getting there. I know a few people that did this, and getting all the stars is the best way to see each course as a whole. Although I can't say grace for courses that I find as unimpressive compared to others. Rainbow Ride is a pain to get through, slow carpet rides, and a lack of room for Mario's acrobatic movement. Same goes with Tick-Tock Clock, and the courses that have water in them like Jolly Roger Bay and D.R.E Docks take forever to complete, although the music is nice. If you figure out from the footage so far, I've been capturing footage from the 3D All-Stars version of Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo Switch. In this version, Nintendo decided to use the Shindo version of the game from the Nintendo 64 DD, a disk drive add-on that was only released in Japan. This version features rumble support in the game, along with different sound effects. But the worst of all, taking away the infamous yet popular backwards long jump.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Now, I'm not saying that I'm pissed that they did this on a compilation that has 3 games. I just think Nintendo only considered the rumble feature and nothing else. Like, I don't mind this change, and the rumble is fine and all, but why cut out the BLJ? I never gotten that. It's not like the BLJ killed somebody at Nintendo's office or something.
There's really no need to...
Oh my God!
I mentioned that I like the music from the other water courses like Jolly Roger Bay and D.R.E Docks. That's not the only soundtrack I enjoy in this game. Need I remind you the opening title screen? There's also the music from Bomb Battlefield and Womp's Fortress, and the music in Bowser stages will come back in remakes in Super Mario Galaxy games. Obviously, I can't play all the Nintendo songs for copyright reasons, but check them out on YouTube if you have the chance. No Luigi though, and I heard how he was supposed to be in the game, but not. At least that's what the statue in the fountain says, but I might be wrong. Also, before anybody hates me without mentioning this is the first time Mario gets a voice in a video game. He was voiced by none other than Charles Martinet, who's been the voice of Mario, Luigi, Waluigi, and Wario for over 30 years at this point. Even though he actually voiced Mario and Mario Teaches Typing long before Mario 64 was out.
I'm going to fly for you.
that?
We will walk through walls. We will take a look around us.
We will not be confined.
We believe in the path of least limits.
We won't be told how to view the world.
We will experience true freedom.
We will not compromise. We will live the game through our hands.
We will be in control of something. We will change the system.
And that was Super Mario 64, and this was a great transition from Mario into 3D. It's not the greatest of all time, that would be Odyssey and the two Galaxy games. Mario 64 serves as the foundation layout for future 3D Mario games that are released afterwards. Granted, the formula for 3D Mario games change in each installment, but if it weren't for the success of 64, we wouldn't get games like Sunshine, Galaxy, and Odyssey. The controls may feel stiff, but at the time for kids growing up in the 90s, this was probably baby's first Mario game for many years. The controls, with the controller layout in mind, perfectly go hand in hand with this game. The camera uses simple button presses. Anybody can easily learn all of Mario's moves as they play the game, though there is the option of reading billboards that tell you about Mario's moves and about the courses, if you ever need it. While you're restricted to having to collect a certain number of stars to progress, Super Mario 64 doesn't tie you down to what stars you need to collect to do so. The courses feel like a little playground Mario can run and jump around. There is nothing stopping you from collecting all the stars before transitioning to the next course, making them feel like you're in an open world sandbox. What do you know? I know speedrunners love this game for sure, and it seems like it's still an active community. Each speedrun I've seen, you got people doing perfect dives and wall jumps, BLJs left and right, and you even got speedruns of people completing the game with no stars. Though of course I'm not good at doing any of this and only managed to clear the game at around 16 stars one time. So what are your thoughts on Super Mario 64? Is there any other Mario game you want me to see review in another retrospective? Let me know in the comments section down below. Thumbs up the video if you like it, subscribe to the database, and follow me on social media as seen above. This is CJ Styles, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you so much for playing my game.